Yes, and welcome back to Tautoro District, everybody. And we're into summer. Yay! It's going to get warm, hopefully. Depends, we'll just see what happens. But it's 5:19 in the morning, nice and early. And as you can see, I'm walking around the field and we have the first stage of growth through. Looking good, feeling great. Now, we will get straight into it. The first thing I'm going to do today, guys, is I'm going to actually go ahead and buy a truck. Because I'm going to need a truck to pull my trailer. Well, two types of trailers, mainly three types. The first one is I've got to go and pick up a whole lot of bales that I made in a paddock. And I've bought the auto load trailer, so I just need a decent sized truck to pull that. And also in the future, when I get my bigger tipper that I'm going to need when I go harvesting, I just want a decent truck to be able to pull that. So this is going to take quite a bit of my money up. But let's go ahead and go for the red. Standard. What attaches? Trailer hitch? No. Just standard will do. And let's buy that. 125,000. There it goes. Just $18,000 left. But let's go and pick that up. And what I'm going to do is our first trip is going to be up to the sheep farm. Let's just check out. Let's just check out this truck first. Here it is in the interior. Got some cup holders there. Very important for my water. We've got a nice radio there. It's actually quite a nice internal model, this one. Couple of switches up there. Can't quite make those out. Some comfortable seats. Leather seats by the look of them. They look like those vinyl leather type seats that get extremely warm in the summer. And the fact that it's coming to summer, that's going to give me a bit of a sore backside. That does not sound very good after I said that out loud. Anyway, moving right along. Let's jump in the truck, and we're going to make our way up to the sheep farm because that's where our auto load trailer is, and it's got some bales of hay on there. And for those of you that checked out my last Twitch stream from a couple of days ago, I had an absolute shocker. I decided that what I would do is move the hay bales from the sheep farm and take them over to the cow farm because the cows need hay. For both the power food and just their general feed, and where the sheep can get away with just using grass. So I was going to grab the grass bales out of the paddock, put them into the sheep, and then transfer the hay bales over to the cows. Anyway, I thought what I'll do is rather than spend money on a truck like this, I'll go ahead and just I'll attach the dolly to a tractor. And I don't know if you ever try to back the dolly or use the dolly with a tractor and a trailer. It's freaking impossible. And I spent ages up here as we come up to the sheep farm, trying to sort out this blimmin' trailer up here. And it took an absolute age. And I just got frustrated and I said stuff it, and I ended up just blimmin' not worrying about it. I ended up moving the wool bales, which wasn't quite fully completed, but that's okay. Anyway, so what I decided to do was I went and then sold all my silage. But I had a shocker there too, to be fair, because I went ahead and hired the wrong, or leased the wrong loader, and so that cost me money because I decided not to reset. I just thought since I made the error, I'll just wear it financially. And so that was a bit of a mission, but I finally went and sold all my silage, got my income up to I needed 125,000 for this truck, as you could see. I got it up a little bit more than that just to give us some breathing room. And I can now go ahead and load the one remaining hay bale into this trailer, as I'll just back this up, and then we can go and drop it off down at the dairy farm. I've already wrecked this trailer by the looks of it, but yeah, so no, it was an absolute shocker. I spent so long trying to back a dollar. Oh, Mace, come on, sort it out, Mace, come on. I spent must have been over 15-20 minutes just trying to back it into here, and in the end it was a no-go. Come in work position. Hopefully this will just work here. Let's twist it around. Oh, I grabbed the side of the we got it. It's a miracle. Let's get rid of that. Hold on. Let's just zoom back out here, guys. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, so I'll tell you what, I got so frustrated. I wasted probably $25,000 up at the biogas plant. I finally ended up leasing the big Volvo with the 30,000 litre bucket on it, and got the job done. But yeah, it was definitely a lot harder than it should have been. So here I go. I've got, what have I got here? 8, 9, 10, 11 11 hay bales on the back of the trailer here, and we'll go and drop that off into our cow farm, and that's actually going to keep me going for a little while. We'll actually go and mow the field at some stage before winter sets in, before the grass dies. I'll probably do it twice actually, one for silage and one for hay, and we'll have a really good stock of feed for the winter. But guys, I'll meet you down at the cow farm, and we'll get this thing unloaded. And here we are down at the cow farm. Let me turn that indicator off. There we go. Lovely. And just got to figure out where I'm going to put these bales. I'm probably just going to put them... I'll actually go and take them down to this little storage place down here. The other thing I forgot to say is I stole a bit of this silage here just to sell a little bit more and make a little bit more income. But what I might do, guys, is the straw is in there. I'll probably end up getting my... actually, what I'll do is I'll probably end up getting my front loader and stacking these up nicely anyway. So I think I'll just ditch them over here somewhere. Will do. In the meantime, let's get this sorted. Right. Unload. Boom, boom. Let's just throw them there in the meantime. Unload. Great. Okay, so there goes our straw bales. Sorry, straw bales. Hay bales. Oh, this is outstanding backing. What an absolute shocker. Anyway, look at that. I do not know how I got my license. What I'll do is I'll meet you down at the paddock that I've got all the grass bales done up, and we will figure out what we're going to do with those. So I'll catch you in a bit. It'll probably take me a while to get out of here because I suck at driving. Let's all be honest about that. Catch you in a minute. Okay team, here we are. We're approaching the field that I mowed and then baled up all the grass, and I think we got 20 odd bales out of this field, which I was pretty happy with. So let's just get this auto load going up. All you need to do is grab it, throw it into the work position. We'll know pretty quickly if I've got it on the right setting. We have. There we go. And then with the old auto load, it's pretty simple. You just grab it like this and drive near the bales, and away they go. Now obviously you can grab a front loader and load them up properly if you want to. It's completely up to you. Sometimes I do that, but just for the sake of efficiency, we're going to do it this way. It's nice and easy. Now I'm just wondering whether this double stacks them, because I don't actually... I very rarely, in the past at least, have created round bales. I usually do the square bales. I just find them a little bit easier to stack. But, so I don't know whether this stacks them too high. By the looks of it, I think it probably does. But I'm not 100% sure. You see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So you fit 18 on the bottom. There's one. This will be the telling factor up here. Will it load it on top? It does indeed. That's great. And there we go. I'm pretty sure that that is all the bales. So we got what, 21 bales, no sorry, 18, 19, 20 exactly, in fact 20 bales out of this field, and I'm actually pretty happy with that. That's quite a good little return. It didn't take too long to go around and mow it, and I ended up having to use the bigger tractor because the other one just didn't have enough grunt to both mow and tow that other baler at the same time. What I also did is I went and sold that baler after I used it, because what I'll do is when we do our next run of baling, and there'll be 2 lots of it, there'll be the chaff from the wheat and the barley from the crops. As you can see to our left, by the way, we've got our canola growing nicely in that field there. And also have another mowing run at some stage, as I mentioned before. So I'm going to buy one of the bigger balers to do that, and probably look to do square bales, which are actually rectangles, but there you go. And I'll probably won't look to do the baling. My next, I'll do that as the second run of mowing, because the first run of mowing, I'm just waiting for it to grow probably one more day. So tomorrow, game day, I'll look at mowing, and I'll use all that grass for silage. And then the second run of mowing, which I'll probably do on the last day of autumn, or maybe even the day before, once it's had 2 or 3 game days to, or 3 or 4 actually game days to grow to the final growth stage, so I get the maximum yield. I'll then use that to bale. The advantage with doing that is that by that stage I would have harvested my crops, so I'll have some income sitting there ready to sell if I need some money, which I will do. And this truck's really having to dig in to get up this hill a little bit. It's maintaining some good speed though. Here we go, coming up over the top. So yeah, but that's my plan there, is really to the last part of autumn we'll look to bale, and that will mean that you know, we'll have a bit of money in the bank to be able to do it, which will be good. So what I'll do here is I actually don't want to drop off all of these bales because I want to take a few of these grass bales just back to the cow farm just so I can use them. So what I'll do instead is I will actually come on, Mace, unload. I will unload them there. Oh. There, and then I'll just zoom back up here, and what I'll look to do is I'll just back in here and I'll just probably grab, just need to put the work position back on. I'll look to grab maybe half a dozen, maybe eight of those grass bales. That should be enough grass for the animals. Let's have a look here. What are we up to? Where are the animals? Okay, yeah, they do need a bit of grass. So they don't, look, see, that's 2,000. So they only take about 5,500 litres of grass, which is only one and a bit of those bales. So that's going to last quite a few days. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll go and drop this grass off back to the cows. And when I come back, actually, I've got a little different thing to do that I want to go ahead and do. Another little way of making money. So what I'll do is I'll go and sort out these grass bales, and I will catch you in a second. Okay, we are back, everybody, and as you can see, we have got a milk tanker on the back of our truck here, and we're going to go ahead and manually sell some milk, which this map allows you to do. Now, when I got to the end of spring, which was the game day yesterday, I actually used the function in Seasons which allows you to basically skip the night, and it automatically skips to 5 o'clock in the morning in this case. And I think during that process, none of my milk actually sold automatically like it usually would in the game. Now, I don't know whether that is a Seasons thing, or whether it's a map thing, or whether it's just because of that auto skip feature that if you use that, then you don't sell your milk, because I definitely have sold milk on this map before automatically at midnight like it does. So I think it's because I skipped the night. But anyway, it's kind of cool because it gives me the opportunity now to go and sell some milk down at the dairy plant. And so I'm just backing ourselves into here, and away we go. And we will fill this thing up. Now, this particular trailer is a mod that I downloaded, and I completely forgot to have the details in front of me. But if we go into the garage, that's not the garage. We go into the garage and go to miscellaneous, you can see here it is here. It's a Milk Technics got there, $35,000. I've actually just leased it. It cost me $3,000 to lease, and I just don't want to spend $35,000 on this particular piece of equipment yet, considering that I haven't got a lot of money in the bank. I don't want to go into overdraft at this point, and I just want to save a bit of money. But anyway, $90 a day. You need 88 kilowatts, 120 horsepower to pull it, so easy as 30,000 litres. If you go into it here, you can see what's going on. $3,000 an hour, or $3,000 to lease it out, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So that allows me to transfer the milk from our dairy farm. There we go, 30,000 litres, and we can take it down to the drop-off point, and I'll meet you down there. Alright, here we are, we're approaching the town, and as I said before, I've got 30,000 litres of milk on board, and I've actually got 90,000 litres all up of milk to transport. The cows have been very productive, and so I'm going to need to take 3 trips. But here we go here, we've got the dairy drop-off point here, and it's Fonterra is the name of the dairy company owned by farmers over here that processes all the milk and all the dairy type related products here in New Zealand. Not products, but milk mainly. And the Smith 97, I'll get it out. He's obviously done a good job in reproducing the New Zealand company here on the map. So all I need to do here, guys, is go ahead and hook this up, and it should quite wrong. There we go. We get the right button, and there we go. So we were on 16,000 and something, was it? Is that what we were on when we started? So we'll let this empty out all this milk. It's actually quite profitable, is what you will see. I really like this mod. I love the little tube coming out there, or the pipe, I should say. And if you look closely at this dial here, look, 30,000 litres is your max. It's a Bergman measurement systems, as it clearly says there, and it's ticking on down there past 10,000 litres, already up to $30,000 there, up in the top right hand corner. So already made $17,000 already, with still 4,000 or 5,000 litres to go. And the final number is $21,599 for a load of milk. I tell you what, that is a nice little profit. So I've got $60,000 worth of milk to sell, more than $60,000 worth of milk to sell. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to wrap up the episode there, but I'll go away and do a few things on the farm today, just offline. And I'll either go and do another stream soon in the next day or so, or I might just record another episode. I'm not too sure, but things are ticking along nicely. We've got our first stage of growth. We're selling some milk. We've got a ton of hay and a ton of grass at the moment, so things are looking good. But I want to say a huge thanks very much for watching. Make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. As you know, it costs nothing at all except a little bit of self-respect, and who's not willing to give some of that? But until next time, everybody, as always, take it easy.